for three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat packing the air, we about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe, you already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the trade, yes and no, friends and the foes, the butlers and the heroes. You can feel it in your soul, but when the ring is the goal. But if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing, like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes, going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yeah! Welcome to the Basement Postgame Show. I am your host, Royal A. Shepherd, and ladies and gentlemen, we are winning the fucking title! I have seen enough! I have seen my starting power forward, and his name is Idris Femi Adebayo. Because my starting center, you got it, Fidelio, beware! Oh, the lineup of our dreams. Well, y'all dreams. I didn't really see it early on, but I'm here now. I have seen the light. Bam, Ware, together, united against the forces of Wemby out there. Muy magnificent. That, ladies and gentlemen, was fucking crazy. Yeah, I just saw the Rams fumble, bro. I am indeed watching football, Roddy Bricks. Do not worry. This show will be short if I have to do it by myself. No. We here now. Hey, bro. Listen, bro. That Crintoni of you. Hey, bro. It was nice. Miami blew San Antonio ass out. The final score, 128-107. And even though on the scoreboard that's a 21-point win, like it's still not as indicative of how dominant Miami felt in this game. Like I know, like the biggest storyline from this game is absolutely the Bam Ware minutes. Like that to me felt like the most prominent thing that came out of this game. It was effective. It was nice. I think defensively, it's kind of where I appreciated it the most. The ability for kind of Ware to be out on the perimeter, guarding Wemby while he's standing out there, and for us not to get beat in the paint because Bam's still there. Even when Wemby drove by Ware one time on the perimeter, Bam was there.
Real hoop talk here.
Hey, man. Listen, I've got to let you get your shit off because this has been kind of something that you wanted to see for quite some time. You got an opportunity to see it. Just let me know, what were your thoughts on the Bam Ware minutes tonight, bro?
Spo needs to turn to Twitter for his lineup information. He is cooked. The fact that it's taken us 40 games to get to this point and it works so fucking effortlessly and looks like real professional NBA basketball is absolutely fucking insane. But yeah, we skied up. We going into Buffalo. We taking that shit. Fuck the Bills. Fuck Josh Allen. Fuck chicken wings. I don't care what the fuck. Fuck Niagara Falls. That shit ugly as fuck. Man, Ravens by fucking 50 today. It was never a doubt. Never. We going up there to make fucking snow angels. Fuck you talking about?
Fuck is they talking about? Don't listen. I shall be indeed rooting for that boy from Pompano Beach today. So Lamar Jackson, we on team. Like I'm rooting for Stone team today. I'll be kicking the shit out of Buffalo. So yeah, Ravens, we up. But yeah, like your boy Khalil Ware going band for band with Wemby. Like we could separate them a little bit because I don't want to just talk about the tandem of Bam and Khalil because I do believe that Khalil was kind of the best player on the floor for Miami tonight, going band for band with Wemby. And this is, again, like another performance where you see Ware stepping up. Do I believe, like this is something that he can maintain for the entire season? No. Is it great to see him have moments of success like this? Absolutely. So talk about Ware's game a little bit tonight, bro. What did you particularly like today?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's two elements that like we can look at. Is one like specifically, Pompano, come on, what you talking about? With Ware, like we can look at specifically, the things we saw from Ware, but also like what he was doing for other people on the court by us just not having this like deathly undersized lineup that we've been insistent on running for the past decade in Miami. Except for like that one little blip where we had like that Myers, Leonard, Kelly Olynyk rotation where we kind of had them out there with Bam, but those guys couldn't really jump or nothing. Like, so I mean, it wasn't like we were oversized when we had those guys out there. And so like, I don't know. I don't know that I'm not there. I don't know that I'm there yet. Jared McCain's kind of nice. But like, the whole argument of like why we weren't supposed to be so upset was that we were going to get these Ware and Bam minutes that was going to make life easier for Bam. And like, yeah, maybe it didn't show up in scoring for Bam, but Bam looked a lot more active, crashing the boards, blocking on the weak side, that kind of thing. And so that's what we've been wanting to see is them play next to each other. Not so much to see what Ware could do, but just to see what Bam could look like when he's not having to do everything. And when he's not having to do everything, you see that the Miami Heat beat teams like the San Antonio Spurs effortlessly. But when he has to do everything, we are going to quadruple overtime with the Detroit Pistons every single fucking time.
Hold on now. Hold on. You cooking right now. But when niggas shouting out GA out here, okay? You shouting out Golden Acres, bro. Shout out to Golden Acres. But your boy grew up in Liberty Park, bro. So, hey, shout out to Liberty Park. Shout out to the projects that they knocked down. Man, shout out to Short Fifth. Yeah, a lot of y'all don't know what we talking about. Shout out to Parkway East. They knocked Parkway East down. Like, but shout out to Parkway East. Man, listen, it's just I love Pompano, by the way. But yeah, bro, I think you hit the nail on the head in terms of like when you got to see Bam do other things when he doesn't have to do everything. I think particularly like the offense wasn't good tonight again, and that's a problem. Like, but still, at least we got the impact defensively that we had hoped for, and the impact on the boards. I think both of them collectively did a very good job on Wemby, not allowing him to dominate the game. I think Bam gave extremes amount of effort on the defensive side of the ball and rebounding, and he also picked up 5 assists. It does not excuse like the 3 for 9 or whatever. 3 for 9, 6 points. It does not excuse that, bro. But shit, I know he had a couple. Like he got a dunk out of there from a pass from Duncan. That was pretty excited. Come on now. Talk to me nice, man. Shut up, man. Shout out to Pompano in the building, man. Like
all my Z's.
Come on now, the Zoes in the building. You feel me? But yeah, that shit was lovely. I want to talk about Jimmy and Bam. Neither one of them, so I feel the same kind of about both of their games. Neither one of them had the points output that you would like. But in certain spaces of the game, like Jimmy looked engaged. He got 2 blocks. At certain points of the game, Jimmy kind of looked like he was having fun. Like, I ain't gonna lie. Jimmy looked like he was having fun, but he had 7 assists out there, 2 blocks, which was pretty indicative of kind of like how I felt he was in. And he just felt more engaged. Not that he was smiling at anything, all that, but like both of them felt like they were impacting the game in other ways outside of scoring, and they were doing that at a pretty high level tonight. Did you feel the same, or were they still trash tonight?
Yeah, definitely. I think the point about the offense is going to be the thing I got to like see more of is like, was tonight, like, can the offense continue to grow kind of from this combination, kind of not having to put all this stress on kind of the 2 main guys? Or was this just like an anomaly? Duncan Robinson had a crazy game, and like if he struggles, then we're going to struggle. Like, so that's kind of what I'm balancing in my head, I guess, as I'm thinking about this. But
so whenever I think about this build, I've always called it this. I've called it more so a sum of its parts type build, as opposed to like leaning on players exclusively. They're better when multiple people are producing. I think. Hold on, my boy. Dan the Film Gent with the $5 don't know. Consistency is key, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully he will go back to being consistent because he has not been this season. Royal A, Mr. I love motherfuck you. Dan the Film Gent. Happy late birthday, bro. Appreciate it, gang. I appreciate you. But yeah, I always said that this team is better when it's a sum of its parts team as opposed to leaning on one person or two people. I don't want it to be that way, but that's just the way that this build has kind of like played itself out. So I feel like if you're going to have a game where I felt like they were elite defensively, if you're going to have a game where you're elite defensively and you're just searching around for the rest of the guys to show up offensively, then this is a game that I can fuck with. Like Duncan Robinson has had moments where he has carried his team. And to be honest with you, outside of Khalil Ware, Duncan Robinson was probably our best player. Like he was really good as a playmaker. He only got 2 assists, but I thought he was really good in that regard. I thought he just made plays when he was supposed to, like scoring. He dunked on Wemby ass. So talk about Duncan, bro. Like, you're not always going to get this from Duncan, but hey, when you do, you got to appreciate it.
It's crazy. Like, outside of like a super engaged Jimmy Butler and engaged Bam Adebayo, I feel like Duncan Robinson is the only player on this roster that is capable of consistently making the right pass. It's the rest of the players either don't want to pass, don't know how to pass, or have no idea where they're supposed to pass to. And so, like, last game, he had like an assist outbreak, and I know he only had 2 assists tonight. But when he's out there, like, this team can play closer to real basketball when it's not just like, when he's not just being used in like this dribble handoff, we're going to stand 50 feet away from the rim all night and just kind of shot chuck all night long. Like when we're actually trying to get people involved in the post through trying to bring the defense out to him first, like he kind of moves me with the type of passes he's making. It's nothing like fancy. It's just like, wow, he found the open guy and he passed it to him. And like, maybe I'm giving him too much praise for that.
We probably are, bro. We like swept up in the emotion of what we were watching today.
But it's just like there's so many guys on the roster that aren't even capable of that. And so like when it's working, like I feel like I just have to shout it out. I don't know.
So say 829 from Shameless. So I was talking about this in the I was talking about this a little bit in the playback. I was asking like the Khalil Bam minutes. Who did it most impact in terms of like the team dynamic? And I think Shameless was kind of like the biggest culprit of that, where his minutes were dramatically cut. And they helped me in the playback understand that it was everybody who primarily plays next to Bam. So you saw Shameless get his minutes cut. Jaime Jaquez got a pretty significant dip in minutes. So did Nico. And they played 20-plus minutes, but the minutes weren't the same. They came in a different way. And the different machinations allow for that. I don't want to let this go by too far. Hey! I see. Oi. My boy George with the 15. I don't know how much that translates into American money. He said, happy birthday, Brother Royal. Appreciate that. Odd? Yeah, bro.
That's one blooming onion in America.
Yeah, bro. Those are armadillo bucks that he's giving me right now. But... Relax. But who was I just talking about?
Jaime, Nico, like the guys next to Bam.
the guys next to Bam who got put out. A lot of those guys, like I think limiting what they could do is going to enhance what the team can do because it limits their room to destroy us. Like Jaime not having so much responsibility is good. I think that's kind of what the Khalil Ware thing did, is it took a lot of responsibilities off of several different people's plates. They didn't have to rebound. They didn't have to kind of defend the paint in ways that they were uncomfortable with. And a lot of them didn't have to handle the ball much because he was a play finisher today in terms of dunking the ball and hitting a couple of threes out there. Or he hit 1 3, but in terms of just finishing. But I do want to pivot to Terry Rozier. Because niggas hate Terry Rozier, and Terry Rozier played good today. So, Stone, I want you to say good things about Terry Rozier.
Easy. That Vice jersey came out, and he started playing serious basketball again. It was clear that he
Hold on. He said, "Do you guys show post-game interviews?" Only when our producer Justin is here, not at 3:15 in the afternoon when the playoffs are on. Like I'm producing right now, which means I would have to go find the interview and take my eyes off of the comment section in this football game, and I'm not willing to do it. But like normally, if somebody asks, then we'll pull it up and do it. But it's not happening.
If they say something like crazy, then let us know in the
comments. If they say something outlandish, let us know in the comments. We'll go find it for you. But go ahead, Stone. I'm sorry. Talk about Terry.
Yeah, no, I mean, when since the bubble year, this team has had maybe even before that, like going back to like Goran Dragic's like arrival here, this team has always had an opportunity for like someone off the bench to just come in and unload the clip. And like that's going to be Terry's role for the rest of his time in a Miami Heat uniform. And so there are going to be nights where it looks terrible, and there are going to be days where the shot falls. And like, I don't know. I think that the less minutes he has with strictly young guys, like maybe the better that can look. And like, I get it's going to be mostly with the younger guys now. But like, if you can, never mind. Haywood Highsmith's terrible for everyone. So I'm not going to say that. But I don't know. If like you get these guys like
the young guy thing is interesting because you're talking about Terry Rozier and you're pairing him with Jaime and Jovic, but people have kind of begun to lean on Jovic more so for playmaking. Like, yeah, I think it's interesting the way that Terry's minutes kind of got shifted, but I think it's kind of going back in line with what we were doing before, whereas his minutes will be dictated based on how he's playing.
Yeah, no, that I think that's the biggest takeaway for sure. I mean, if he's stinking it up out there like 12 minutes, but like if the shot's falling in that first half.
Roddy, okay, I'm sorry, bro. He talking about pumping us, so I gotta indulge him. Roddy, I'm not a booby trap guy, okay? All right? I'm from the mud. Your boy was in 525, okay? All right? 525 is a hole in the wall strip club that used to be. But that's what I was, okay? Now, if I want to get fancy, you know what I'm saying? I go over there to Lauderdale and I go to Vegas. That's if I'm feeling bougie.
What was the first one called? 525? Let me write that down.
Come on now. Oh, okay. Now you know what's going on. Belinsky be here with a 199. Don't know. He said, "Do you think we should trade Butler still?" Happy birthday, by the way. Appreciate it, gang. Yeah, I do think that we should. Do I think we are going to trade him? No. I think we're going to end up in a situation where he opts into that $52 million, and then they will figure it out next year. Whether they keep him, let him roll off the books, that's a decision that's going to be made. But I think for this season, it's cooked. Like, I don't think they're trading him. You told the Heat need a Bradley Beal. I wouldn't take him. But yeah, going back to this game a little bit, though, like, I'm having a hard time kind of steering away from the Bam Ware conversation because that kind of was the thing that was most significant about it. All the other individual performances, want to shout them out. Terry did have 20 points, five assists, 4 rebounds. Nikola gave us 14 and 5 assists. Tyler Herro, we can spend a little bit of time on Tyler. I think Tyler Herro was cool tonight. I'm glad that he kind of saw what's going on. He contributed. He had 7 assists. He shot the ball well and did it particular. What's up, bro? What, bro?
We have never seen it.
I've never seen what?
What you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Oh!
Okay.
Then I did this.
Okay.
Wait, I didn't do that. I did this.
Hey, bro, can I finish my show?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'll just pay you back.
Thank you. Oh, but yeah, I've lost my train of thought.
You said he told you weren't going to know what to do when they come for you.
But yeah. So I was talking about Bam and Kalel, bro, and just kind of how that. I appreciate it, Jose. But just talking about just kind of what that's going to look like more going forward. Like, are we going to see more of that None of that. Was it game specific because we were playing Wemby? Like, how do you say you've been critical of Spo? Very critical. You've called him a terrorist. But like, I'm interested to know kind of like where you think Spo goes after this sample size, like largest sample size of the season, saw productivity. Where does Spo go with the Bam Ware thing from here?
That is the issue with Spo is like
I'll go back to that.
It is hard for me to sit here and try to guess what I think Spo is going to do. But my strongest guess would be is that they rock with this for a little bit. But the first moment it hits like any kind of hiccup, like where they're just taking advantage of Ware in the post with some sort of physical matchup, then we're not going to see him. We're not going to see these minutes for months after that first hiccup. But there's so much reason to lean in. Like, here's one reason alone. Haywood Highsmith has gone well beyond his ceiling. There's no room for improvement. So, like, at this point, you might as well just start seeing what you got.
Why are you yelling at us? We didn't say nothing. Like, I was going to talk about Tyler, forgot, go back. I'm going to go back to Tyler, but why are you yelling at us? We didn't slander Tyler. But I will.
Yeah, he had 2 points in the first half.
I ain't going to hold you. I will, though. I ain't trying to. I don't really want to. Because I like what I just saw. But get real, bro. Like, don't yell at me, bro. Use lowercase letters. Okay, when you're talking to me. Respect me. Huh?
Did anyone else notice the least amount of shots Tyler's taken all year was the easiest win we've had all year?
We ain't gonna talk about that, Stone. we ain't gonna talk about that, Stone. We ain't gonna talk about the fact that Bam Ware lineup did not include Tyler Herro. That was Duncan Robinson, Terry Rozier. We ain't gonna do that because that ain't what we're here to do. We don't want to do that. But lower your fucking tone when you're talking to me, Gabrielle. All right. I'm just saying we'll get to Tyler, and I'm going to say nice things about him because overall I like the way he played.
Because he took close shots.
Correct. But also to your point a little bit about Bam and Ware, I agree with you 100% that the minute that it faces its first hiccup is going to be the minute that that we probably don't see it. Maybe I don't think he shelves it entirely, but I do think like he leans away from it, leans back to more Haywood minutes or whatever. First time, but the hiccup should be expected with these two. Like
Absolutely.
This is the first time that you're playing actual center next to Bam. Probably, well, if you since what's his name, the racist guy.
Oh, Myers Leonard.
Yeah, this is the first time that you've paired him next to an actual center since Myles Leonard, and you need to kind of let it go through its growing pains. Khalil Ware has to understand what Bam will be, and the same thing, vice versa. And so, like, there will be some hiccups, but I agree. I think Spo goes away from it as soon as like he starts to see those.
The biggest hiccup I anticipate is Ware will inevitably get into foul trouble. He's a young NBA big that's got a lighter frame. Like when they start playing like oversized centers, stronger centers, like it's just inevitable. He's going to pick up fouls. And I think once that happens, like Haywood Highsmith is going to have some opportunities to get back in Spo's good graces. And that's what I'm worried about.
But it's also like if it was going to happen tonight, would have been one of the nights that it happened. Young ascendant center and Wemby, who, probably going to get the benefit of that matchup in the eyes of the referees. And that's not how it's been like that. He played well tonight. Like
definitely.
He played fantastic tonight, and I think that combination, it freed Bam up to your earlier point. It allowed Miami to do some different things defensively, where I'm not going to go too far, but they looked borderline elite defensively for a little while out there.
The stats said they were being borderline elite.
That's what I'm saying. Like the stats and like the eye test kind of confirmed it. They looked elite defensively, and especially when I seen Jimmy get a block in there, I was like, oh, they're dialed in right now. Like everybody was kind of in this rhythm. And they were able to do that with Terry Rozier and Duncan Robinson out there on the court. So they were able to kind of mask some of the deficiencies at the guard part. And then we talked about it a little bit in the playback too. Like even with that lineup, like you can switch Tyler in for either Terry or Duncan Robinson in those scenarios and probably get like a more potent product out of it. You saw they came out in the second half and they started that lineup and it was still pretty effective. So they started Khalil in the second half. But again, like I'm with you, bro. Like I'm wary of where they're going to go after this.
If they were smart, they would just let him take his lumps. Like we're not competing.
You mean like start it? Start the line, start.
If not starting, like actually, I kind of like starting. You don't have to give him starter minutes necessarily. Like he can be your first sub, but like just get him that experience of like, hey,
that effectively makes Nico your. Does that make Nico your sixth man? Like, because you can sub him or Bam out like instead, and then replace them with Nico.
Right.
Mm.
I don't
know, but finish your thought though. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No. Like I like that. It's just like for me, like he's gonna get his face fried off in this National Basketball Association. Like it just is. You are wary. Oh, I missed that. Thank you.
Me too, and I said
it. But yeah, I don't know. For me, I would just lean into Ware's development. If I had to pick a player, one of the young players to lean into their development, it would not be Jaquez. I don't consider Haywood Highsmith a young player. Maybe this franchise is stupid enough to.
I don't consider Tyler Herro a young player.
And like Jovic is just so inconsistent. Like we never know what it's going to look like. Some nights it doesn't even look like he knows what sport he's playing. Other nights he's out there just kind of on cruise control, like making things happen offensively. No matter what, he's always lost defensively though. And so like I think if you kind of care about some semblance of trying to get your core to compete, showing them that you have this 7-footer that you're trying to get ready to kind of go to war with them versus like, hey, go, thug it out there with Haywood Highsmith. Like to me, that would be more inspiring to me at least.
Yeah, I think the easy plays that come from playing with Ware is more inspiring. Like right now, he's not getting kind of like the attention that other bigs will get. So his rolls to the rim are pretty free, so everybody's able to get in on the kind of like the lob throwing thing. And that's interesting for guys. Like it gets them bought into kind of the idea of playing next to him. And maybe Bam isn't capable of doing that kind of shit. I don't give a fuck. Like as long as somebody doing it, then cool. Like people are talking about trade Bam. Like the intriguing part about this is not separating Bam and Ware. It's about combining their skill sets. We saw like as they were playing on offense, Ware took more of the perimeter role. He is clearly the better shooter for right now. Anyway, but like he was on the perimeter, and you still had him kind of diving to the rim, getting some of those backdoor lobs. You saw Bam and Ware passing the ball to each other. You got one of Bam's 3 makes. He got one of the little push shots from a Ware pass. So like that to me is where the intrigue lies, is pairing them together. Because if you trade Bam just to play Ware, then you're still going to have the problem when Ware subs out the game that we're a relatively small team. And so like this gives us an opportunity. If we're still going to play Bam at center, you can rotate those minutes between them playing center. You sub one out, let the other one kind of man the paint for a little while, and then you have opportunities to play them together. That's the direction that I would hope to see this go. I'm not excited that that's where Spo will take this. I think you're going to see maybe more of that next year if they're able to get another big man in the building. Like I think that's kind of what they're going to look for as they phase Kevin Love out of the rotation entirely.
So a thought I had, like as I was watching it, especially in the Jovic Ware minutes, is maybe experimenting with all 3 of them out there. But then I just thought about teams screening off Jovic and like the easy ass 3-point looks you're going to get because of that, and like we would get shot out of the gym. But like I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm just
Jovic being slow-footed is what fucked that up.
Yeah, I'm just all for like getting more length out there. Like that to me was the biggest takeaway I had from this game. And like, go ahead, write it down, whatever. I said length. But like for real, it's like when these other teams play us, the most notable thing that I always see is like they switch and they switch and they switch until they get the matchup they want, and then they just hunt that matchup. And having Ware kind of outside of that action to be there to just protect the rim, because the action always calls Bam up because he's usually guarding the other team's best player, and the goal with the switch is to get Bam off that player, and then he's fighting to get back on that player. Now you have Ware behind all of that to at least protect the rim. And so like some of these ridiculously easy looks other teams get are less, I guess, enticing with 7-foot Ware back there that can kind of put a fingertip on a basketball and get a block that way.
Yeah. Adam Rodriguez, he said, don't play Ware by himself, but we need an offensive power forward. He said that as a backup to trade Bam for an actual power forward that's aggressive. I think you're moving backwards if you trade Bam. Like, you don't want – this is when you finally have an opportunity to kind of see what it could be. Like, you can see what Bam looks like in a position where he's kind of pined for being for a long time. Like, he's put it out there that he's more so of a power forward, or he feels like he's playing in the wrong position or whatever. This kind of gives them an opportunity to explore that and explore what he could be as a power forward. I think people looking for a scorer, that's what you're saying when you're saying more aggressive. You want somebody who scores points. And that's not what Bam is primarily out there to do. But that does not mean that he is any less of a Saquon Barkley is going.
I saw it.
Yeah, bro.
I was just thinking
Come on,
a Terry
Saquon.
Tyler backcourt and a Ware like marking in front court. Could you imagine how many points other teams would score? Like if I'm speaking from like the most all in on Ware perspective I have, then my plans for Ware absolutely include him being next to Bam Adebayo. Like there's no player in the NBA that you can put next to Khalil Ware that's going to make his life easier than Bam Adebayo. So like to me, I think that if you view Ware as like a future piece for this team in whatever regard, whether it's, just like a stretch four, whether you think he can be like, I don't know, a mid-tier scorer in the NBA, like you definitely want his minutes to be next to Bam, where he doesn't have to now wear kind of this burden that Bam's worn for all these years.
Correct. We don't want to assign the same things to Khalil Ware that we did to Bam. Like and Bam, having Bam alleviates that, like, where he's not the only big out there. Like, we know Bam can guard fives. We just don't have to have him do it the whole game, and we also don't have to have Khalil Ware do it the whole game. That is a benefit to the Miami Heat. Dan the Film with the $5 donor, he said, I'm glad Khalil Ware Heat jersey is in a Heat jersey is what I'm going to assume that you were going for that.
He said Wares.
Look at that boy cooking. I'm glad Khalil wears a Heat jersey. Boy just needs to work on his muscle. And live from the Kamehameha Center, my boy Ant Donato. Ant, how are you doing today? Don't waste your time answering that fucking question. Tell me what you saw live and in person, brother.
So I'll give you a minute real quick here. So sitting there, right, watching Terry Rozier miss his 7th layup of the game. Sitting there, my arms are crossed, right? I'm bored. I'm there to see Jimmy one last time, probably, whatever, right? So it's whatever. Then I see coming from the timeout. I look and I see Bam Adebayo inbounding the ball. I'm like, all right. And then I look a little bit further up the court and I see a 7-footer with the number 7. And I say, do my eyes deceive me? Or did Eric Spoelstra's stubborn ass finally do what we all said should have happened a long time ago? And it was a beautiful night from then on. I think that he went on like a 36-7 run, something crazy. My question is, though, how do the fans know more than Spo? Because, like, we've been calling for this forever, and it just worked to perfection. It was absolutely beautiful to see. The building was rocking when those guys were in, and it was just a great time. And I do like that, man.
Yeah, so, like, I don't think that fans saw this before Spo. I think Spo wanted to make sure that Khalil was ready for when he decided to deploy this. Like, I think he used practice as an opportunity for him to develop. I think they wanted him to gain a little muscle. He still hasn't done that, but I do think that Spo just kind of bided his time before releasing this, bro. Like, and now at the halfway point in the season, we kind of have a clear direction of what this team is. All right, we might as well just start deploying all the tricks that we got in our tool bag. And I think this is one that he decided to use. I also see some Pele Larson minutes in the future. Don't say y'all, when it happened, don't say that y'all didn't hear it here first. All right? But Terry Rozier,
but real quick, I just want to say, let's go Ravens, baby.
Yeah.
Come on now. Hey, listen. All right, gang. It feels like we pretty slanted here at the basement. I know some of us are praying on like Stone's downfall, but like we love Lamar more than we hate Stone. So yeah, hey, for sure, bro. Like and everybody hate Buffalo around here. So like, hey, bro, we own it. That's what we rooting for the Ravens today. But yeah, let's go to the next game, man. This shit was pretty dope. They wrapping up this NFC game over here. Puka Nikola crying on the sideline. But we play the Trailblazers on the 21st. Yeah. Y'all already know I'm going. This is how I'm feeling today. Stone, the boy feeling good?
Oh, I'm feeling amazing. I'm fired up. Another young and this time just completely trash team. We're gonna get some more of this for sure. I'm all in on the Ware experience. That is Bam and Khalil Ware for those of you that weren't in the playback. But yeah, Khalil Ware 60, Bam 55, Jimmy Butler still here 70. He found his joy. His joy was athletic NBA basketball players on the court next to him, and we found it. Heat are going to blow that shit out.
Fuck is you talking about, Stone? Tired of these people. Oh, Tyler Revenge game? Who's that got in front of him? Anthony Simmons? I don't give a fuck. Tyler, 7-8. You right about Jimmy, though. He don't give a shit about basketball. A smooth 12 will be enough. But Khalil, 60. Bam, 56. Because he black, I got to say one more than the white man said. 56. Terry. Back to that same old shit that he was on before. I ain't going to hold you. But we finna play that shit out. Fuck is you talking about? Thank you guys in the comments, as always, for joining the show, making it much more fun than it would have been without you. Oh, shit. I should draw some water. Thank you to my guy Stone and Ant for pulling up one time for the one time. We will see y'all after the next game. Make sure y'all join us on playback as we have those during the game, live during the game. Some of y'all tap in on the YouTube channel, but y'all can also tap in on playback.tv/The Basement Sports Network, where we will you guys can join us, talk to us, jump on the stage. It's always a good time over there. And, of course, when they back at that 7:30 time frame, we back on the Postgame show. So, well, we, as in me and Stone only, I guess. But when other people decide they want to come, they'll pop in too. But we will see y'all next time. Enjoy the rest of this football.
Ravens by double digits.
Stone hoping for that parlay to hit. He can say it as many times as he wants to. It's only going to matter once them boys hit the field. We'll see y'all next time. Play video, me!